Who's got to win?
I have wins.
Tell us, Carrie Ann.
I had 2 amazing open houses this weekend, and I got what I call unicorns, which is where they walk in, they don't have an agent. Not only do they want to go see homes this week, they have a listing too.
Rock on. That is phenomenal. All right, before we go forward on that, tell us what you do for an open house. When does the process begin and when does it end? I'm just curious as to how you do yours.
So I've started the process today, this morning, for next weekend.
Thank
and that
you.
is I find the open house I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I reach out to the agent and I say, I'm Carrie Ann, I'm the open house queen in Asheville. Please let me do your open house. And I say, already know who you are. Then I start working on promos. I schedule a preview of the house and I will post that preview to my social media. I will make the promos and send them to the listing agent for approval because it's advertising for their listing. So they have to say yes, and they would need to keep it for the MLS file. And then I will door knock before the open house if the neighborhood is conducive to door knocking. I will invite a lender to come with me, and I do signage, I do balloons, I do snacks. Actually, I've been letting the lenders bring the snacks recently because they will pay for them, which is wonderful because I do a ton of them. And then we slay all day at open house. We have a lot of paperwork and things that happen at open house, everything from buyer agency to a list of other open houses to comps to the current house they're looking at to provide immediate value. Definitely get everyone's contact information. And then today on Mondays, for some folks, I do immediate follow-up, and then other folks I have I'm doing database entry today, Robin.
I am so proud of you. But oh my gosh, I had no idea you were gonna tell all this, and I am so jacked. No. Like this, when people call me and they're like, "Hey, I want to do an open house," I'm like, "Well, tell me your plan." And they're like, "Well, I put out balloons." I'm like, "Okay, girl, you need to start on Monday and you need to finish on Tuesday, like the next Tuesday at least, or maybe Wednesday, right?" So all that she just said is truly like a hardcore, phenomenal open house 101. Like, we're gonna record that and clip it and save it and share it because that was friggin' amazing. If that's not what you do for your open house, you need to call Carrie Ann and say, "Hey, what do you do?" Because damn, that was good. I am gonna post that though because that was legit. Good job. Let's see, Carrie Ann. We're gonna come back to wins, but I know that Corinne says, how do you get people to sign in?
There are 2 ways you can do this. If you have a database like I do that has an app. So KV Core has an open house app that puts it directly into my database. I do find that folks are sometimes resistant to putting their information into a tablet. So I do have a hard copy sign in, and I say, "Hey, will you please sign in? I want to show the seller what traffic we had." And I have everyone sign in, even people who are working with realtors. If they're not comfortable, I say you can put your realtor information down. And if for whatever reason I miss who it is, I put, like yesterday, this weekend, their homes in an amazing community that hasn't had anything sell since 2021. So it was like so busy. I put daughter looking for parents in Alabama. So I don't have any of their information, but I know that I had someone come in.
Love it. Now, I always write it or I type it because sometimes you can't read the writing and then you've lost the lead. I also sometimes will say, this is a really good trick. There's 2 little tricks here that you can share at an open house is you can text them, you can have a list ready of the other open houses that are available in the area and ask them if you can text it to them, because then what do you get? Their phone number. Also, you could say, if this house is not for you, I have looked up similar homes in the area. If this open house ends at 4, you can say, I could start showing them to you today at 5 if you'd like, or today at 5, today at 6, tomorrow at 10, and tomorrow at 1 available. Which of those is best for you? Be Johnny on the spot or Susie on the spot, like be more excited about it than they are. Steve says, I say that the homeowners want to know who's walking through their house, so they require everyone to sign in. Yeah, as simple as that. It's a security thing. And you could even throw it back on them, especially in the days of COVID. I'd be like, well, we need to know if somebody comes through and had COVID, we want to be able to contact everybody. But you can always just be silly. You know, just in case there's a murder in the house, we need everybody's DNA. I want to be able to contact you. And they'll laugh, ha, 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 but they'll give it to you. Listings are also, you have to understand, gold for the listing agent. They may not want to do the listing, but they may want some of the leads, so they may give them to their own people, like people that they're affiliated with. But if you call me and say you're the open house queen, it's much better than passively posting on a Facebook realtor group, hey, can I do your open house this weekend? No, you cannot. And you'll see that post gets like no engagement. Dating
I always
houses.
encourage agents to seek out open houses. Choose where you do your open house.
Yes.
Don't just do that blanket post.
Yes, I love that. Even if you're in your own neighborhood, as much as it's a right hook and it's a jab, because there's a listing in your neighborhood that's not yours, call that agent and say, hey, I live in the neighborhood. Can I do an open house for you? I am a beast at open houses. Here are some of the things that I do. Because I had an agent this weekend that was like, yeah, this agent, she does amazing open houses. And I was like, well, what's she do? She doesn't door knock. She doesn't promote early. She puts out cookies and signs. Also, signage, in my opinion, you should have so much signage that the people are like, oh my gosh, what is the deal with Robin Mann putting out all these signs? Like every street corner, a mile out. I learned that from a local agent here. And if you go out on a Saturday, every corner you drive in, you're going to see one of her signs leading you to one of her open houses. She crushes it. I still beat her in sales. I still beat her team in sales every year, but she crushes it on me personally, but she crushes it on social media, on open houses. But I do keep up with that. I'm not a competitor, promise. If there's 2 entrances to the neighborhood, if there's multiple streets, if there's turn, sign. And the secret to that, knock on those people's doors. Do you care if I put a sign in your yard? They love that. And then bring them a cookie afterwards when you pick up your sign.